Hey guys, welcome to Belgian Hikers. If you've ever looked at doing multi-day hikes in and around Belgium, chances are you've come across the Eisleck Trail. This one is a classic, and for good reason. It's beautiful, it's ever-changing, and dependent on your experience level and how much distance you plan to cover in a day, it can also be quite the challenge.
The Eisleck Trail is part of the Escapardenne Trail, the other part being the Lee Trail. Now the Lee Trail is also an amazing hike, but it covers a lot less ground, all of it in the Grand Duchy of Luxembourg. The Eisleck Trail starts out the same way, but adds about the same distance on Belgian soil for a total of 106 kilometers. There are some short stretches of paved road, but most of it is AAA hiking material. The trails are often single track with lots of character and some really nice vistas. We started out in Luxembourg and Edelbrock, but you can also walk in the other direction, starting in La Roche-en-Ardenne.
Als ik hem terug opnieuw moest doen, ik zou hem eigenlijk van La Roche-en-Ardenne naar Koutenbach doen. Waarom? Omdat je precies van arm naar rijk gaat. Maar het stuk België was mooi, maar als je het vergelijkt met Luxemburg, je hebt mooiere uitzichten in Luxemburg, je hebt simpelweg een mooiere omgeving.
Signage on the Eisleck Trail is top-notch, clearly indicated at each crossing, with reminders every couple hundred meters or so. So even if you do miss one, you won't stray too far. We bought the map, which gives you some extra information about resting places, vistas, and campsites and such, but it's not really a must, especially in the Grand Duchy, since they're gradually rolling out these extra signposts with additional information. It really is great to see such dedication to the trails. Now obviously this is not a sightseeing tour, but if you happen to be interested in World War II and the Battle of the Bulge, then you will find some interesting spots along the trail. Clairvaux in particular is quite beautiful and worth a longer stop. At 26 kilometers after the start in Edelbrock, it's also a logical site for a first stop. We stayed at Camp in Clairvaux, which charged us 15 euros per night per person, luckily without pesky paper-minute showers. Based on our admittedly very short stay, we would recommend it as a camping spot. One other spot that's really worth mentioning is this beautiful resting spot in Asselborn. It's got plenty of shade, room to dry your stuff, and a place to get drinks and something to eat. Quite the highlight. Just a friendly reminder, don't forget to check for ticks now and then. We ran into quite a few of the critters, and yes, we know that respecting wildlife is one of the 7 leave no trace principles, but we make an exception for ticks. Okay, onto the campsites, and this is kind of a big one, because though this is a region with a fair number of campings, we recommend taking some time to plan where exactly you'll be sleeping. And that's because the 2 main free campsites are closed. There are a couple of stretches where you don't have many campings or none that are sufficiently close to the trail. We had this problem between Trois Vierges and Houffalize. We had already hiked 38 exhausting kilometers, and the closest campsite was at least 5 kilometers away, which is a short distance, except when it isn't. In the end, we improvised and got up early so we wouldn't get shooed away. But if you're planning to do this hike, we would strongly recommend making sure that you know where you're gonna sleep, whether it's on a commercial campsite or in someone's garden or in an Airbnb. There are some beautiful lodges along the way, so you might even add some glamping to your trail mix. It's important to know that this is not a trail for beginners. On a regular day, it throws 5 to 10 uphill stretches your way that are long and steep enough to make you wonder why you thought this was a good idea.
Het is zeker niet te onderschatten wat dat fysieke aspect betreft. Qua inspanning zou ik toch durven zeggen dat hij redelijk in de buurt komt van de GR20. Wat dat toch wel fysiek gezien toch wel een uitdaging is. Wij hebben nu wel ultra licht gewandeld. Ik denk met een traditionele rugzak van 20 kilo of meer dat 4 dagen zeer ambitieus zijn. Anderzijds, als je zegt van oké, ik wil mezelf eens testen en ik wil eens zien van waar dat ik sta fysiek, lijkt het mij wel zeker een goede trail, ook gezien de hoogteverschillen.
Een beginnende wandelaar met zware rugzak zou ik niet aanraden om dit als eerste te doen. Want dan ga je eigenlijk heel veel dingen missen van de trail zelf, omdat je eigenlijk jezelf constant tegenkomt. Het is wel een technisch parcours. Je hebt het stuk daar langs de oerte. Bepaalde trails langs de rotsen zijn toch wel niet te onderschatten, surtout als je moe begint te worden.
To get there and back, we used 2 cars parked at either end of the trail. It's not impossible to do it by public transportation, but since you're traveling between 2 countries and La Roche-en-Ardenne does not have a train station, you may be in for a bit of a hassle. If you're absolutely set on using public transportation, which we applaud by the way, it might be a good idea to stick to the Luxembourg part of the trail and maybe combine it with some sections of the Lee Trail, because the trains in Luxembourg are top-notch. They don't call it Little Switzerland for nothing. The Eisleck Trail passes through some of the larger towns in the regions, like Clairvaux and Oufalise, giving you a chance to resupply. Finding and filtering water was not a problem for us, but there was quite a bit of rainfall on the previous week, so your mileage may vary. Locals are generally quite nice about refilling your water supplies with tap water.